Today, first of all, this is Brother Teacher. You know who I am. Thank you for visiting my channel. I'm going to talk about a subject real quick. I'm going to be as concise as I possibly can, cut straight to the chase, and teach you something, perhaps, uh, and hopefully get you to think, as my brother Dane Calloway always says. This is something to get you to think, and it's about diet and weight loss. You know, for years in my life, I've always seen people trying all types of diets to lose weight. There has been the Atkins diet, the South Beat, excuse me, uh, I can't even think of the name of it now, but the Mediterranean diet, let's say that, we'll throw that one in here. Uh, let's suffice it to say that there's a plethora of diets out there. South Beach, that's the one I was thinking of. There's all types of diets out there to help people, allegedly, to lose weight. But ladies and gentlemen, the answer has always been in front of us. Potions, pills, gadgets, exercise equipment, and so on and so forth. Why do we strain at a gnat? K-N-A-T. G-N-A-T. The bug, the gnat. You ever swat a gnat? Why do we strain at a gnat? Something so small, so simple. And I've said this to my students so many times. Stop straining at a gnat. Don't take something that's so small and turn it into this gargantuan problem when it's not that big. Do you know that when prisoners are prisoners of war and they're not fed, they may have went into the encampment, if you will, weighing 200 pounds, 150 pounds, and if and when they're released, they're down to skin and bones. How did they do that? They were not eating. They're down to skin and bones. They've lost fat and muscle in many instances. They lost weight. Involuntarily they lost weight. Do you get where I'm going with this? So these were prisoners of war that were not afforded food, and they lost weight. They didn't have any control over it. Here we are in our society. We have an abundance of food. We can pick and choose what we eat, and we're still struggling with being overweight and obesity, and health problems on top of it. Diabetes, gastrointestinal issues, Crohn's disease, IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, and the such. But we are in control, right? Say it again. We are in control. So, if we are in control of what we buy for food, doesn't it stand to reason that we are responsible for the amount of weight that we put on? So why are we making it seem like it's some mysterious thing going on that we gain this weight that we can't control? We really can. The real problem is not just education. It's accepting the education. The answer's in front of us. It's always been in front of us. We just won't take heed to it. We don't want to stop eating Many of us, not me, I'm just speaking collectively. We don't want to stop eating. That's why we're overweight in our society. The food manufacturers put things in the food, primarily sugar, that you're addicted to, that makes you want to keep eating. And instead of you doing your due diligence, your research, all you have to do is think and make a choice. I'm not going to eat that. I'm going to cut this out my diet and start eating more whole foods. That means foods that are complete, foods that have fiber, that make me more satiated, feeling full, in other words, and pushing all of that bad stuff out my body. Drink no soft drinks, Pepsi Colas and Mountain Dews and all of the sugary drinks and stuff like that, which they love to feed to you. All the potato chips and all of the other junk food that America is famous for. Even the pizzas and the tacos and the burgers and the hot dogs. All of that stuff that's not real food. Once you stop that, and then on the other side of that spectrum, be active. When you're not active, you're going to gain weight. When you live a sedentary life, that means a life where you don't move that much, you're going to gain weight. If you sit in your car most of the time, you ride the bus most of the time, or you drive a bus if that's your occupation, you sit in your house most of the time watching the ball game and the stories and reality shows and stuff like that, and you lay in your bed all of the time, you're going to gain weight. The point is, as we get older, a lot of people stop doing what they used to do when they were younger. From their childhood up to about 20 years old, they stop moving. And when you become stagnant, things start piling onto you. Weight starts piling onto you. And then your health starts to decline. And then it starts to manifest as disease. Arthritis, heart disease, lung disease. And don't forget about your bad habits. Smoking, drinking alcohol, eating out all of the time, the junk food, the restaurants and things like that. That's not real food. It just tastes good. Snacking at Dunkin' Donuts and all of these other places. These guilty pleasures. Now, have I given you some jewels today? Something to think about. I'm going to add this to what I just told you. Do you know what? I have never, and I'm 5'9.5", if I haven't shrank just a little bit in my age. I have never weighed 200 pounds. I've been close, about 197, I think, in my life period. I've never weighed 200 pounds. And I have the ability to weigh 200 or more. I eat one meal a day, primarily. I do. And I'm pretty healthy. Notwithstanding the strokes that I had last year, that's another issue altogether. It has nothing to do with that. And I still have a six-pack. It's 63 years old. If I took my shirt off right now, and if you go way back with some of my YouTube videos about maybe 5 years ago, see my picture with no shirt on. You say, wow. And that's someone with arthritis in his hips, and I still have a six-pack. I'm not Hercules, but I'm just saying, it's a matter of what you really want to do. Either you want to do it or you don't want to do it. Which one is it? Do you want to lose weight? When people say, I'm going to do something, It's more than just words. It's action. It's deliberate action. And it's consistency in that same action. Don't just talk about it. You have to be about it. And it has to be your lifestyle, what you do all of the time. And you should not be on a diet. Your diet should be who you are all of the time. It's not a diet, it's just your lifestyle. That's it. And that's all. It's Brother Teacher.